Hello and welcome to my video entitled I don't keep koi. So what this is about is I don't keep koi, I keep water. Now realistically there are some quite interesting aspects to that are really true. The koi look after themselves, and this is one of the sort of aspects and where the koi do look after themselves. Now this fish right here, this one with black spot on his nose, he's actually got a bit of a sewer underneath him, if he'll show you, and probably didn't know to put the light on him. And that sewer is just one of them things that fish get every now and then. You'll find that they just get something interesting on them. So he did have a bit of a sewer on his side, which appears to have more or less gone. You can just see a reminiscence of it there. But he also has got something underneath his chin, which hopefully will come past and you'll see it properly. There we go, is the other. Right there underneath his neck, so above his gill there. And what he's done there is probably flicked on something or been up to no good, some way or another, and bashed himself. And if this pond was a newer pond, I'd have got that fish out, give him a bit of iodine and a topical treatment just to make sure he's got rid of any bacterial infection and stuff like that. But this pond I know has good bacteria levels and is not actually, at the moment anyway, I had huge problems with this when I first started up this pond, he's not actually got problems with bacterial infections on the fish. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that and I'm going to keep an eye on it. So what I'm saying here is this fish is going to be left to its own devices and we're just going to see what happens with it. And that's why I say I don't keep koi, I keep the water, because I know the water's correct, I know my parameters are all spot on in this pond, and I know my biological aspects working fine. They're eating quite well, the temperature's up, stuff like that. I know everything's fine, and I know that if I get that fish out and start topically treating it, knocking it out and stuff like that, I'm going to cause more problems for myself than good. And what I might start getting is stressing the fish out is probably one of the worst things I could do at this point. Not saying that this is what you should do, I'm just sort of emphasis on that sort of idea of the koi do have their own immune systems and don't 100% need you all of the time. So here we are, exactly 2 weeks later, and there is the little fishy, which had the thing underneath his neck, and it's absolutely gone. I can't really see it at all. Also the thing on his side's pretty much cleared up completely, so I'm pretty pleased with that. It looks great. I have not had that fish out of the water. Here's again coming back around for another shot. I've not had him out of the water, I've not done anything to him, I've literally just fed it and left it, and he's got better on his own. Now don't get me wrong, this is a really dangerous thing to do, I think. If you don't know your pond, if it's a new pond, don't do it. Stupid idea. You really need to get that fish out, treat it with a bit of iodine and whatever else you can get from your local pet stores to treat that sort of thing. But it is just one of them things that happens, and when you get used to your pond and how your pond works, you will know how you need to deal with that. And in this case I felt leaving it was the best option for this fish. Now why did I actually choose to leave it? Well, there's a few reasons why I chose to leave it. The biggest one being that none of the other fish had any signs or symptoms, anything similar. None of the other fish had any marks or scrapes or scratches on them, so I know it wasn't sort of contagious. I know it wasn't sort of a parasite that was getting in there. It was literally that fish had done something stupid at some point and knocked its scent. And it's quite a common thing to see when they come to spawning season. And you know, it might have been something to do with that, you never know. The water's 17 degrees, so you know, I don't know what's really happening. But thankfully the fish is fine and I'm really pleased with that. But it really is a case of do as I say and not as I do. I really don't want to say this to somebody and they think, oh well, I'll just leave that fish, because really you shouldn't be doing that. I've literally just done that because I didn't want to stress the fish out. So before I end this video, I just want to clarify that I haven't really left this fish in just because I'm a lazy person. Now don't get me wrong, I'm a lazy person, but it is probably more stressful to leave the fish than to get it out and put iodine on it and stuff like that, because I wanted to make sure, and I have made sure, that there are no parasites on that fish. I've scraped it, I've been checking the water regularly so I know the parameters are absolutely spot on. I've made sure that the feeding regime has not changed at all, and so that I know that there's not going to be any ammonia spikes or any changes in the water quality in that period of time. I've also been cleaning my filtration system a little bit more regularly than perhaps I normally would have, to make sure that there are no bacterial sort of issues could develop in the water. So realistically, it is actually easier to get the fish out and put some iodine on it, but obviously I've chosen not to do that, and as you can see, it looks really clean and he seems pretty happy. And obviously the advantage of doing it like that is I haven't been knocking the fish out, so he hasn't gone through that, which I'm quite pleased with. So there we go. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, then please like it. If you want to see more videos like this, then please feel free to subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.